Hey everyone, welcome back to Collecting Nolan. This is Russ, and it's that time of the week where we look at some of the top selling Nolan Ryan cards on eBay. So let's go ahead and get started. Honorable mention. The honorable mention this week goes to the 2024 Panini Select Nolan Ryan and Paul Skeens dual autograph gold prism short print, number 1 out of 10, that sold for $600. I'm including this card because number 1, it looks awesome, and number 2, it pairs Nolan Ryan and Paul Skeens. 2024 Panini Prism is a 300 card set that was distributed in 12 card packs at $10 per pack. I really couldn't find any other information on this card. It does not appear on the checklist for this set, probably because it's a short print, but this card really pops for me. Number 10 is the 1991 Upper Deck A Day to Remember Nolan Ryan and Ricky Henderson dual autograph, and a PSA 9 for the card and PSA 10 for the auto that sold for $910. Only 13 PSA 9s of this card are in existence, and only 6 are graded higher. There are 63 copies of this card graded in the PSA database. A version of this card previously sold back in February of this year for $906.69. Number 9 is the 1985 Leaf number 216 in a Gem Mint PSA 10 that sold for $1,100. There are 55 PSA 10s in existence. This is not the first time this card made the list. It appeared last week on this list, also at number 9, where it sold on eBay for $1,099.99. Previous to last week's sale, a PSA 10 sold for $357 on Fanatics Collect in January of 2021. Number 8 is the 1973 Topps number 20 in a PSA 8.5 that sold for $1,147.99. There are 18 PSA 8.5s of this card out there and 183 cards graded higher in the PSA database. While no recent sales for a PSA 8.5 of this card have occurred in 2025, one sold in March of 2024 for $1,281. Before that, one sold on Fanatics Collect for $870 in July of 2022. Number 7 is the 1982 Topps number 90 in a Gem Mint PSA 10 that sold for $1,252. There are 223 PSA 10 copies of this card. The 1982 card is no stranger to this list. Recent sales of a PSA 10 have ranged from $1,100 to $1,350. Number 6 is the 2024 Topps Definitive Nolan Ryan, Adrian Beltre, Alex Rodriguez, and Yvonne Rodriguez Quad Auto number 3 out of a possible 5 that sold for $1,399.95. Topps Definitive Collection is a high-end Topps product that was distributed in 8-card boxes for $1,999.99 per box. Each box would have 6 on-card autos and 2 relics. Each card in this set is numbered to 50 or fewer. Nolan had 3 cards in this set: a legendary autograph, a trios autograph with Roger Clemens and Pedro Martinez, and this card. While no previous sales could be found, this card appears to be the highest selling card in the set for Nolan Ryan cards. The legendary autograph goes for between $130 and $250, while the Trios signature card sold for $530. Number 5 is the 1975 Topps number 500 in a PSA 8.5 that sold for $1,641.16. There are 52 PSA 8.5 graded copies of this card in the PSA database, and only 92 grade higher. No recent sales for a PSA 8.5 could be found for comparison. This is the highest price that this card is sold for in this grade. The most recent PSA 8.5 sold on Fanatics Collect for $1,080, and before that, one sold for $990 in February of 2023. Number 4 is the 1974 Topps number 20 and a PSA 9 that sold for $1,675. There are 234 PSA 9 copies of this card out in the wild, with only 7 cards graded higher. Most cards in the graded population grade between a 6 and an 8. A PSA 9 copy of this card sold on eBay for $1,900 last month, and before that, a PSA 9 sold for $1,740 on Heritage Auctions in June of 2024. Number 3 is the 1977 Topps number 650 and a PSA 9 that sold for $1,700.25. There are 294 PSA 9 copies of this card out there, with only 21 grade higher. A sale of PSA 9 copy of this card was on this list last week, where it sold on eBay for $1,350. Number 2 is the 1984 Topps Tiffany number 470 in a Gem Mint PSA 10 that sold for $4,000. Wow, that's a crazy price for this card. There are only 26 PSA 10s of this card in the PSA database. No previous sales across the market could be found for comparison. The last sale of a PSA 10 of this card is sold on Fanatics Collect in January of 2021 for $1,233.88. And finally, number 1 is the 1968 Topps Jerry Koosman and Nolan Ryan rookie card in a PSA 7.5 that sold for $4,051. There are 82 PSA 7.5 Nolan rookies out there and 1,359 cards graded higher in the PSA database. No recent sales of a PSA 7.5 could be found for comparison. The last sales of a PSA 7.5 occurred in 2024 and ranged between $4,006 and $4,100. And guys, that wraps it up for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think of the sales in the comments below. And please hit that like button if you liked it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks. Bye.